How do fractals work? I'm trying to do a research project on a complex math topic. I recently came across fractals, which I find very interesting. However, I'm struggling to understand what exactly they are and how to describe them. A general explanation would be super helpful. I'm also trying to understand, can they just be any dimension? Even less than 2D or 1D? Are they only non-integer dimensions? And how are they be outside of 2D or 3D? Are they a shape? One point that hasn't been made in these replies is that a fractal doesn't need to have geometric similarity at any scale. It can be self-similar randomly too. Clouds are fractal. Coastlines are fractal. Tree bark is fractal within a range. Look at a coastline from space and you see an irregular boundary between land and sea. Zoom in and you see a different irregular boundary. It is impossible to measure the true length of a coastline because at any scale there are limits to the details you can measure. A real-world example of a fractal that is geometrically self-similar is a Romanesco broccoli, which I consider the coolest vegetable because of this. Somebody actually managed to generate a Romanesco broccoli mathematically. Fractals have non-integer dimensions, but typically are embedded in a normal integer dimensional space. Here's an explanation. Take a line and double it. You have 2 times as much length. Log_2 equals 1, so a line is 1D. Take a square and double it. It has twice the length and height, so you have 4 times as much area. Log_2 4 equals 2, so a square is 2D. But if you take a fractal like the Sierpinski triangle and double it, you have 3 times as much stuff. So its dimension is log_2 3 equals 1.585, which is between 1D and 2D. It is of course embedded in a 2D space. Some fractals are not constructed on a simple self-similarity, and the dimension formula can be generalized in other ways. One cannot ask about the beauty of math without mentioning the amazing YT Channel 3 Blue 1 Brown by Grant Sanderson. Here is the one talking about fractals. And a fun fact, 3D fractals were the thing used to make the mirror world in Doctor Strange movie. Check it out. Fractals are self-similar at most scales. It's a pretty wide-ranging topic, so it's tough to get a more specific definition. That means as you zoom in or out you'll find similar patterns. A fractal can be a single continuous line, a solid, a foam shape, a slope, or a branching tree. It just has to have patterns at many scales. Most fractals can be made by replacing a part of your pattern with itself, or another pattern recursively. That means drawing something, but part of drawing it means drawing one or several smaller things that also include their own things and so on. Other fractals are made by doing something chaotic over and over and over again. Some computing nerd will tell you that doing something over and over again is technically the same thing as doing something recursively.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next exciting video.